Hello doll friends, this is Michael Kanadas with the Grovian Doll Museum and the Carmel Doll Shop. We're going to have a little chat today so I can keep you up to date of what we're doing with our boutique site, and also to fill you in with some news on the summer fling. The first little bit of news I want to inform you of, those of you that purchased our kit of Mademoiselle Polichinelle and Monsieur Polichinelle, we have concluded the filming of the workshop in making these two costumes, and after the editing and little finishing touches, it is going to air on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. It will be on our site. You just click the button and go to the link, and it will take you there. We'll do a post to help you with that. And if you did, I know a lot of you did buy the kits. I think it's a really good idea when you start the project to watch the video, because just like doing an opera or anything, or until you do something a few times, you come up with different techniques. So we've done a few little things differently that will help you with the kit and having fun with the costume. And you'll have a lot of fun doing it. We certainly did. So that's what's coming up on Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So please tune in. So what we're going to update today in the boutique is that this is kind of our paper theme. Everything is going to be pretty much paper. The main thing that we have to offer, and I know some of you have looked at it, in the Grovian collection, we have this wonderful 1894 box set of it's a progressive method of sewing. And what it is it's an incredible tool, and it's all in how to sew. So you'll start off with lesson number 1, and there's 28 separate lessons. This was originally in French. We were very fortunate to have a translator translate it for us, and her specialty was fashion, historic fashion. So this is a fantastic tool for someone that wants to learn to sew and use many techniques. I use it pretty regularly to kind of brush up on things. What you'll do is you do each lesson, you have a piece of fabric that is appropriate to the lesson, and you practice it until you get it right. And then you take a little piece and you staple it to the card that's in it. And I'll show you some of the original. In the original, here's some of the things that they did originally. So it's really wonderful. You learn all these different techniques, and what is really fascinating about it, and this is something that they did extra, but what's really fascinating about it, I actually did the whole course myself, and the positioning of the hands is absolutely correct. So if you want to learn to sew, even if you already know how to sew beautifully, do you know what? This is a wonderful tool to have. And not only is it a wonderful tool to have for the sewer, this is a great thing for you to teach a grandchild or a friend that's always wanted to learn to sew. It really will be an heirloom. So these are going to be available on our site. There's a nice amount, but they are limited. So that's what we have today. And then there's going to be a few, those of you that missed out on Cheryl Williams' hat kit, we've got a nice group of those to add in, and some other pretty things. So now I want to talk about the Fling convention, which is it's a convention that Rachel Hoffman's putting on in the summer, and we'll give you a link to that so you can register. And evidently, our dress, Forget Me Not, which is going to be a downloadable pattern, has caused quite a flurry in the doll world. So the only way you're going to get the free pattern is you have to be a member of the convention. So you do have to sign up for that. The pattern's free. We're not doing kits, but we are doing groups of fabric that you could buy or not buy. And I am thrilled to tell you and show you today, here are the fabrics. So this is the main fabric of the gown, which is an incredible quality silk file. And we're going to do this project in two sizes. One is going to be the 17 and a half, 18 inch size, and the other is the 14 and a half inch size. So it's going to be two sizes. This is a very complicated design as far as the fit. So you're going to have to learn to fit your doll. And we're also going to give a virtual class. We're going to teach you how to do that so that you can get this natural form look that the doll has. But here's our fabrics. This one, by the way, if you open up the folds, I hope that doesn't fall. If you open up the folds in the pleating, this is the original color. And this is an extraordinary satin, slipper satin. And this is a group of fabrics that were made for Helen Rose, one of the most fabulous designers of the golden age. And this is like liquid silk. So there is not an unlimited amount of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get together a package where you're going to have the silk for the ruffles and trims, the silk enough to do the dress, and then the lace, the lacy material because it laces up the back, all of that. And we even have a nice supply of forget-me-nots. So we're going to do that. This is what's going to go for the 17, 18 inch size. And then for the 14 and a half, we have this taffeta, but it's almost, it's like a half of a weight of a slipper satin. It's just one shade lighter than this. So this is going to be for the smaller, the 14 and a half inch dolls. These are not, don't call us now. We've already gotten calls about it. It's not going to be available until the Fling. So when the summer Fling opens, that's when this is going to open up, and it really will be the first come, first serve, because there isn't an unlimited supply. And that's why we're going to do them as little groups, because then I think we can make sure more people get it than not. Now, I realize that not everybody is a blue person. So we're also going to do another variation, which we're going to call Remember Me. So it's going to be these two. And I think it's gorgeous, the contrast of these two. And so we'll do Forget Me Not and Remember Me. So we're really excited about that, and I hope you are too. A lot of people have asked us since the last time we were on with you all about the screens. The screens are also going to be a special item that are going to be available during the Fling. We have actually a few more designs than what you see, and those will be available then. There is a little bit of intense labor to put them together, so that'll give us time to get those together and get them more printed. So those will be available then. And then we have two new kits that are going to come up that are also going to be available during the Fling. The Fling is summer, but in the world of high fashion, by the time summer comes around, you have to be thinking about fall, which we've done. So we're going to have three kits, available for the fall season. And this is kit number 1, and this one is called Gare de Lyon. And it is a phenomenal border print paisley. So you're going to get everything to do this in this kit except for the sac de voyage. And I'm working on the sac de voyage This one I was just playing around. It's actually an Altoid tin, but we're playing around with it in another way. That'll probably be a separate item, but this is Gare de Lyon, and I'm pleased with this as much as someone like me could be pleased. So you'll get everything to make the skirt, the jacket, the false sleeves, the gaiters on her feet, her hat, and her snoot. Then we have a variation that's also going to be available during the Fling. And this one is called Tron Bleu. And it's basically the same concept, same pattern, but a variation. I like to play with this because this is what the Hire company did and the Romer company did. So it's basically the same pattern, but then you have different types of trimming. This one will come with this cape, and you will quilt it, and you'll do all those little goodies. This one will have a nice supply of. This one is going to be very limited. And then we have a third, which is going to be called Maison de Chocolat. And that one we're working on right now to get ready. And these are going to be all available at the Fling. Now, our sewing instructors are busy working on new products. Cheryl Williams has gone above and beyond board. We're going to have a whole line of her patterns so that you can just buy her patterns. They're mostly patterns from classes that she's taught all over the world, in Japan and Australia and etc., that really haven't been available to the public. So those will be available. And she's also working on, for the people that really, really take French hand sewing seriously, she's got an amazing project that she's working on right now for the Fling, and it's using one of the really most outstanding pieces of in our original Hire collection, and replicating it. Now it's not showy like Mademoiselle Poulichet, but it's really special. And then, we're sticking with the theme, so there'll be some other things I'm not going to tell you that are going to be available, but they're very on point with what we're doing. So I hope you tune into it and sign up for the Fling. And, if you feel like having a look tonight at the new offerings in the boutique, we would love that. And I think that there's some really wonderful things happening. And besides all this during the Fling, Carmel Doll Shop is doing a totally new website for our antique things, and we've really got a big lineup set up for you all. Now, during the Fling, I should tell you that David and I volunteered to be in charge of the program, meaning just to give Rachel a little breathing space with, the things that have going on in her life, as you probably all know if you're watching this. So we've got some fabulous speakers lined up that are going to give some really creative, unusual programs, and they're people that are really a lot of fun. And that's what this is all about. So on that note, I got to go upstairs and get to work and have some more fun creating wonderful things for all of you to play with. Bye-bye, doll friends.